name rings a bell. He
Hello and welcome back to episode 310 of the Tall Boy Radio podcast. And as we always say, who knows where it goes when the beer flows? Well, it's flowing in a festive direction as we are recording our Christmas quiz. And before we get to that, let's say hello to the man with the episode name written on his t-shirt. Hey!
Yeah, evening all, evening the world. I hope you are all well out there in listener land, and I hope that during this festive time it's treating you well. I always look forward to this episode. It's a bit of nonsense, it's a bit of fun, and we test our knowledge along the way. So yeah, can't wait for this. I'm looking forward to it.
Indeed. But before we get to the quiz, before we get to the impossible questions, because that is the whole point of What the Fudge, we want to give a quick shout out to a couple of people who've been on the podcast this year. Now, I think it is episode 303 when Gavin Webb joins us. I say joins because it's out later this weekend. If you're listening on the video, if you're listening on the audio, well, it was out a couple of weeks ago. But Gavin makes some excellent jerky, some beef jerky, and I've ordered myself a few packs, and God bless him, he got it here the next day, the peri peri jerky. I heartily recommend it if you want to get involved. paleojerky.uk. Is that the website, guys?
It's good.
It's good. It doesn't sound right. I think it might be Jerky Paleo. Try them both. You'll find them. If you want to find any, if you want some, then if you sound like the Wheelstone Raider. if you want some, get in touch and we will put you in contact with Gavin. We'll place an order for you. Don't you worry about that. And speaking of things you can place an order with, you remember episode 292, Gazza, when we had Todd Orndorff on?
Love Todd.
Legacy of Leather. Well, it is here. The dark case that he made is here in my hands, and I tell you, it is a thing of beauty. I have not got around to putting my darts in it because, well, it's a bit of a time pressure tonight. I literally just got in from work about an hour ago, but I will be sticking my darts in there later and then sticking that said darts right in the wall next to the dartboard. But have a look at that, dude. What do you make of that product?
I remember when he was talking about this, and it is incredible. And the stitching, it's all handmade. It's incredible quality. It does exactly what it should do. There's loads of different areas for you to put loads of different things in. It is beautiful. It is beautiful. It is, and I suspect it's one of a kind.
It is. It currently is one of a kind, and as you can see here, it has his mark on there. The Legacy of Leather mark. I don't know if you can make that out in the video, but I certainly will be sharing some photographs of this on our sites. If you're interested in this or any of the other products, because he shared a lot of stuff out just recently that he's making, get in contact. We'll put you in contact with Todd. Don't you worry about that. But what a thing of beauty that is. I cannot wait to get my darts into it. But guys, it is that time now for the festive quiz. What the Fudge? It is challenging. It is difficult. And we'll be hearing plenty of this. And maybe a bit of this.
I don't suspect there'll be many of the second one.
No.
I suspect there'll be lots of the first one, but not many of the second one. Because to be fair, the questions that you set are impossibly difficult.
Yeah.
And the whole premise is that I try to work out what the answer is. You tell me, and I go, no fucking way. What the fudge? And basically that's the name where it came from. So.
Amen. Amen. So, pens at the ready if you're playing along at home. If you are, you'll probably get fed up by about question 3. That's normally how it works for us. So, guys, why don't you ever eat turkey eggs? Question number 1.
Why don't I ever eat turkey eggs?
Have you ever thought about that? It just suddenly struck me the other day. King's head, duck's eggs, quail eggs, they're all available out there to buy in the shop. But turkey is a pretty common bird. Well, I've never seen a turkey egg. Have you?
I've never seen a turkey egg. Do turkeys even lay eggs?
They do.
Do they?
They do lay eggs. Yeah.
I thought you were going to go. I thought you were going to first up with a trick question there. I was like, how's this going to work? Is this how we're going to go for this episode? No, I've never seen them.
No. Not many people have. You can buy them in certain places, but they cost around
I was
about
going to say expensive.
about £3 an egg. So it's going to cost you around about 18 quid for a 6-pack of turkey eggs. They're about twice the size of a chicken's egg, which means
do they taste of egg?
Yeah. By all accounts, they're a very tasty egg. They're a decent tasting egg, but they are twice the cholesterol,
Right,
and twice the fat because they're twice the size.
right.
And not only that, turkeys take longer to get into that age, which is only 5 months. For chickens, have to be 3 months before they start laying eggs, and they don't lay very many.
Right.
And we do eat a lot of turkeys.
Yes.
So when they lay an egg, Merry Christmas.
Yeah, the lifespan of turkeys around this time is probably not that good. But no, it's weird because, like, chickens, they just pop them out like fucking candy, don't they? It's like millions of bloody eggs. But I've never seen them actually. You raise a good point.
No, I've never seen one. And it just suddenly struck me. And we're going to do a couple of episodes this year. We always do a few festive ones. And one of them was going to be like the Christmas dinner episode, I was going to call it. And I was going to have that point on there. But then that got pushed out because we had Vernon on. And then the other episode that we were going to do was going to be like Come At Me Bro or something like that.
Yeah.
And then we're doing an episode about magna fishing instead.
Fair enough. I'm a little disappointed that during this festive time, Come At Me Bro has been axed from the calendar, as they say, and axed from the schedule. But you know what? Every dog has its day, and maybe it's had its day, and there may be a return at some point. But yeah, I think it's run its course. We didn't get that mega money and board game trading card deal that we thought was potentially going to happen. And I'll say, Hasbro or whoever else are out there, if you're still listening, you've missed an absolute opportunity there. But you know what? It is what it is. We'll live without Come At Me Bro this year.
Well, I'll tell you what we could do with it, actually. We could actually put a bit of effort into it. And this won't happen, folks, so I don't even know why I'm bothering to say it. But we could make a one-of-a-kind game, Come At Me Bro, and then get maybe on crowdfunding and see if we can drum up some support for it.
It's got to be better than that arcade, whatever, arcade game that we played. I mean, that was turd. But
I think the sad thing is it isn't better than that, but that was still shit.
Yeah, in our mind, that board game, Come At Me Bro. If it's even a board game, do you even need a board? You could have a board. No. It could just be a trading card game and a bit like Top Trumps, but like a really violent, a really dark, sinister version of Top Trumps.
How good at you at deciphering my Brazilian and Portuguese?
Well, I struggle sometimes to understand when you speak in English. So,
all right then. The Estadio Milton de Souza Colera in Macapá, Brazil.
Macapaca.
That's the one. That's a stadium. It is a football stadium. What is unusual and unique about this stadium?
It's the stadium that has the world record for a capacity football game.
No. Oh, wrong one.
Oh, get in!
One job.
Oh, I thought I got that then.
No. Think about it. So Brazil crosses the equator.
Right. Oh, it's a football stadium that is in the northern and southern hemisphere.
Not only is it in the northern hemisphere.
Northern hemisphere.
Yeah, it's made of chickpeas.
What are you drinking there, dude? You've only started.
Gee whiz, it's not a good start, that is it? The northern hemisphere is the line, the equator crosses exactly on the halfway circle.
That's mint, that is.
Yeah. So if you're in one half, you're defending the northern hemisphere. The second half, you're defending the southern.
Nice. I like that. Yeah.
I don't know.
That's incredible.
There.
Yeah. What do you mean you don't know who plays there? Why did you not find that out as part of your research to the question?
Macapaca.
That is pretty cool though. I do like that as a question. That that's impressive.
That must be unique.
Yeah. I'm defending. I'm not just playing for my team. I'm not just playing for my country. I'm playing for the whole northern hemisphere of the world.
It's got a Braveheart.
It's
feel
incredible.
about it.
Absolutely. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's mint. Question number 3. May the 22nd, 2010. Okay. The most expensive pizza was sold for how much?
Well, how big is it?
Well, it's 2 pizzas, okay? 2 regular 12-inch pizzas.
Right.
Regular toppings. There's no gold or anything on that, but there is a unique story behind it.
Right. So the base is standard, the sauce is standard. You're not going on about like buddy truffle this and all this gold leaf and all that malarkey. Just standard toppings.
Yeah, your basic all garden pepperoni pizza, if you will.
God, 12-inch pizza. You'd normally pay tenner for it, 12 quid maybe.
And this was 2010, so you're talking 15 years ago, but even cheaper.
I mean, it's going to be something outrageous, and I can either go really high and look absolutely stupid, or go really low and look absolutely stupid. So I'm going to look stupid. I'll say 20 grand.
Ooh. Just a little over $500 million.
$500 million.
Yeah, 2 pizzas were bought for 1.1 billion.
Right, with these whole pizzas and somebody hasn't had a bite out of them, famous, and they've just
no. The chap by the name of Lazio Sanchez. Okay, this was as Bitcoin was just becoming popular.
Right,
well, it wasn't actually; it was in its infancy. And he said, "I will pay you 10,000 Bitcoin if you deliver 2 pizzas to my house." And the guy took him up, paid, had the pizzas delivered, which cost him around about $30.
Right.
He handed over the Bitcoin, which is now worth 1.1
billion.
billion.
Come on. I'm not having that. It was $30, dude. Come on, man.
But how cool is that? Some guy, if he kept hold of it, and I'm guessing he probably didn't, he'll have palmed it off on somebody for what he thought was a good price.
Yeah, he'd probably say, "Oh, give me $50 for it," or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah, how mad is that?
No way. And that just shows that in a way, like the forethought, the part, I say the power of obviously Bitcoin and there's lots of other cryptocurrencies out there and stuff, but but nobody would have envisaged that. No, nobody would have thought, well, I know, I'll pay for something that actually I'll pay for something with something that actually isn't really real and doesn't really exist and is just like in the ether up there.
It's mental. It's mental. So just goes to show, if somebody would put that out there today, would you take them seriously? Would you think, no, bollocks?
No, I'd say bollocks.
Yeah, that's my
I'd say, give me the hard-earned cash and, but again, I don't even think, even now, and I'd like to think I'm a relatively well-educated 52-year-old guy. Still don't get, like, cryptocurrency. I don't get it.
We're scheduled to do an episode next year on it because I don't understand it either.
Yeah, no, genuinely. Yeah. And there's a couple of guys at the golf club for regular listeners. They know that I love my golf and I play golf. And there's a couple of guys that they do invest in stocks and shares, and they do very, very, very well. So some of the guys that I know, and I don't think they invest. I don't think they invest in crypto. I think they invest in your traditional stocks and shares, and in I suppose bricks and mortar, for want of a better phrase, as opposed to like crypto. I don't get it.
What
do they like? How do you buy something with it? How do you just transfer funds? I don't know.
I don't know. There's a guy at work, and he was on about. He might have been talking about a dodgy ticket. It might have been a legitimate thing. I don't know. I certainly won't mention his name, given the nature of what we're talking about. But he pays for his with cryptocurrency, and that's the only way that this guy deals with it. So I don't know enough about it. We will be getting some. I haven't actually arranged a guest yet, but I want to do an episode.
Yeah, I'd love actually, and I wish I'd have thought about that when we said we're looking forward to next year and what we want to talk about. That would genuinely be something that I want to sort of learn about and just understand. I suppose the fundamentals of how it works, because and I've said on lots of podcasts, the reason that I continue to do this podcast is to learn about things and to talk to people and educate myself, and hopefully we educate a few people along the way and we have a laugh and all that. But cryptocurrency is something that's been around for probably quite a while now,
Yeah.
actually, and I know along with social media, I probably know very, very little about it. You know, as I say, 52-year-old guy. I wish somebody give me a life lesson in social media and various things and how that works even now, because I think I'm a bit old school. But yeah, there we go.
We could be billionaires if we understood it. This time next year,
You never know.
we'll be billionaires.
We just need to think of something that like nobody else has thought of.
Therein lies the challenge. I'll tell you what you haven't thought about, though, Gaza. Question number 4. This one. What is the name of the gene, okay, in chromosome number 2, yeah, which is responsible for pretty much all of the functionality of the brain? I need a name for that gene. You will have heard of it.
I will have heard of it.
Yes.
Okay.
It's an expression or a phrase or an acronym that you will have heard before, might not necessarily have associated it with this.
Okay. A name or an expression or an acronym. Okay. I'm trying to think of like.
I'll give you a clue.
And I was trying to. Yeah, go on.
It's a TLA. It's a 3-letter acronym.
Well, it clearly isn't DNA.
It isn't.
That's something completely different.
It is.
I'm going to go for CBA.
CBA can't be asked. Do you know what? You're a third right. You got the middle one right. TBR.
No way. Honestly,
yeah.
Get in.
I was watching this.
No
I was
way.
watching a documentary. I was like, I'm gonna have to rewind that. I'm pretty sure he just said TBR then. Yeah, the TBR number 1 gene is responsible for the functionality of the brain.
And ladies and gentlemen, there you go.
That's how deep we go when we thought of our name.
Well, we didn't.
No, we didn't know. It's the first I'd heard of it. We've been called TBR for 6 years now. It's the first time I've come across it.
No way. That's what the fudge. That's impressive.
Isn't it? That is. I was blown away. To be fair, I think I was watching on Instagram, so it might not even be true.
I was going to say we need to fact check this. Really, yeah. No way, TBR.
Yeah, how cool's that?
That's
cool.
mint. I love that.
Yeah.
So that's responsible for all of our brain bits.
Yeah, not all of mine, I don't think. Alcohol's about 40% of it, I reckon. Yeah.
I know, I like that. Other than that's the second best question you've asked so far. The first one was the hemisphere one. That
was pretty cool. Well, maybe this one we'll top that. Question number 5. I didn't like this one. On a website, when you tick, I am not a robot, how does the computer know you are not a robot? How could surely a robot could just tick that, couldn't it? I don't know. I wondered if you'd know this, being an IT guy.
Oh, how does it know I'm not a robot? I know when you get the verification stuff and it says like tick all the squares that have got like a bridge in it or a car in it or whatever. I get that.
And you find yourself, that fucking bridge in that one.
No, yeah, you tick it and you get it wrong. You're like, I'm fucking not a robot, man. Because I've got it wrong. And then it gives you another one. It's like, that's even harder than the first one.
Yeah, don't try me now. I just want to look at porn.
Age verification. I don't know. It's got to be something. I don't know. The geek in me would say it's something to do with some sort of free script that means that it's not coded, so you can't just like tab to that place, and it has to be a free form tick or something. I don't know.
Yeah, there's companies out there that do that kind of thing, actually, that just make sure that it's not been moved across. That isn't the answer, I'm afraid.
Right.
By ticking I am not a robot, you are giving that website permission to view your search history.
Oh, really?
And that search history is what demonstrates whether you are or aren't a robot.
Oh, wow, really?
I know.
Now that's quite scary, actually.
That is.
I might not be doing that in future.
I know. I was like, I don't think I like that. It just seems a little bit like you should give me more information if I'm going to give you that permission.
Is that right? Because don't they have to tell you?
Stephen Fry told me that.
Personally.
Not personally, no. By the medium of television, it was on QI. Might not have been Stephen Fry, it might have been the other one, Sandy Toksvig.
There's a big difference between them.
It's about 2 foot.
So no, yeah, I might take umbrage with that.
Well, right to Sandy Toksvig.
No, because unless there's something in the small print. So every time you visit a website, it says you are not a robot, you tick it. By doing that,
you give it permission to check your search history.
But is that not a contravening of GDPR and everything else?
You think about it like in the past. Well, this is the thing with GDPR. They got around it by just saying, "Do you accept these cookies?" And nobody can be asked to read what there's actually.
No, I get that.
Accept,
and actually, I don't know. I mean, obviously, without saying where you were, but where you were, they will absolutely be all over that. And even I'm in education. I won't say obviously where I work from and stuff, but even our website, we have to put on there are certain elements where we will use cookies, and do you accept them? And you've got non-essential ones and all and allow and all of that. But you see, I've got a real issue with that.
I've got an issue with that, dude. If that's true, and we've just put it out there on the air, claiming it to be the answer to a question, so it better have be true. But look, Sandy Toksvig, right to earth, it's wrong. That's all I'm going to say. Sandy. Not pleasant.
Because that opens up like a whole. Because you look at a website and if there was the question, by clicking this OK button, you provide you give our website permission to look at your past viewing history for X period of time. You'd be like, nah, fuck that. I'm not doing that.
Yeah, exactly. You
wouldn't do that. You wouldn't allow them to. And I'm not saying that people's search histories are dodgy or anything else. Some people might be, but some people
you search private things over there. You know what I mean? It might not just be filth.
No, but it could be something to do. It could be something to do with a family member or a death or you're trying to track down somebody. It could be. It could be a whole myriad of things that you wouldn't.
A medical condition.
Absolutely,
perfectly normal.
Yeah,
you just want to be sure.
Yeah. But again, it could be something that you're searching, and again, we're going too deep in now. It's not a whole, but it could be something you're searching for, and actually you think, is it to do with medical insurance? Is it I need to check this? I need to check symptoms. Do I need to report this? Do I need to do this? Do I need? And all of a sudden, if a website said by clicking this we're going to check that, you'd be like, no, I don't want that.
No.
But by clicking what appears to be relatively innocent, I am not a robot.
I know. I don't feel comfortable with it.
No, I'm not a fan of that.
Yeah.
I'm right to Miss Toksvig.
Yeah. So on Saturday, this is question number 6. On Saturday, me and you were out in Stockport with Andy. We're having a TBR piss up. We visited our usual place.
Yeah, you see, my missus did say, "Why are you going?" And I couldn't really think of any other reason other than TBR piss up. People, so you're just going to go pissed in Stockport? Are you? Like, yeah,
basically, yeah. But that's exactly.
But I will have to come home on the Saturday night, unfortunately,
because you've got a pretty good track record of being on the train bike. So
well, that really concerns me.
I'm excited to find out where you're going to end up.
In fact, we should play some sort of like weird like roulette game where you just pick a place. Is that where does Gaz end up Saturday night?
No, dude, you need to share your location. We'll share it on Instagram.
He's fallen asleep again.
That'll be quality. But no, we're out. We're having a few beers. We've done all the dive bars with Andy. Me and you say, no, enough is enough. We want some classic cocktails to end the night with, okay? We go into a cocktail bar. Why is the most profitable drink in that nice cocktail bar that we're in the one that nobody orders? Yeah, there's a thinker for you, isn't it?
It is.
Now, I mean, hardly anybody. So they might sell one, they might sell two, but it's ridiculously expensive. So it puts people off from purchasing it.
Now, I do know from years ago, sort of, 18, 19, 20 years old, working behind the bar and this and that, and talking to various people. And I do know that the markup on like soft drinks is outrageous. And you're talking like, you could charge a couple of quid for a glass of orange or pure orange or whatever, and it costs you like 50p. So you're talking like 2, 3, 4, 500% markup. What drink is
Doesn't matter what the drink is. It doesn't matter what the contents is. The most expensive cocktail is more often than not in the nice places the most profitable. That doesn't seem to make sense. It's counterintuitive, isn't it?
So the most expensive one is the most profitable.
Yeah.
Which would indicate that they're selling it for a lot, but actually what the ingredients that it then...
They could not sell it and it would still be the most profitable.
They could not sell it?
Not sell a single one.
Oh, no, dude, you confuse me now.
Do you want me to give you the answer to this one?
Yeah.
So they stick a cocktail on that's 45 quid for a small shot or a small cocktail. You think, I ain't paying that. But all of a sudden, that 18 quid old fashioned that they've just bumped up 2 quid from 16 just seems a little bit more reasonable. And high-class cocktail places do this. They offer a signature cocktail, which is just preposterously expensive. And people think, I ain't paying that.
But I'll pay that.
But I tell you what, I'd pay that for one of them. That doesn't seem so bad now in comparison.
Really?
Yeah, really, dude. It is a marketing strategy.
But I mean, you take your old fashions. You drink a lot of old fashions and stuff because
we will be drinking them Saturday. I can promise.
Well, I won't be, but you might be.
We'll see.
I won't be. And you do like your whiskies and stuff, don't you? So, but you would know surely the range of prices for old fashioned. So you can have it's from there to there. It can go I don't know. It can go anything from 12 quid to 30 quid or whatever. I don't know whatever the range is. That shows I don't drink old fashioned, but that was a relatively good guess, I think. So,
it's fair.
So you go from there to there. Now, if they all of a sudden they said, "Oh, we've got an old fashioned for 50 quid," you'd be like, "Nah."
Exactly. But the 18 quid one doesn't seem so bad now, does it? Yeah, it might be 18 quid.
Yeah, but they're not offering you an old fashioned for 50 quid, are they? They're offering you something else and then old fashioned for 18 quid. Yeah. Oh, that's a bit expensive.
It is a bit expensive, but compared to that other drink, well, do you know what?
But you're not going to drink the other drink, though, are you?
No, nobody's going to drink it. Well, some people will because they're arseholes and they just.
Well, yeah, some big times. Like, "Hey, look at this! Yeah, what a dickhead!"
Exactly. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Indeed. So, question number 7: where does the Yorkshire and Lancashire accent come from? Why do they speak like they do up there?
Do you want a place?
No, specifically Yorkshire and Lancashire. They speak that way for a reason. Allegedly.
Sweden. No, I don't know. Why did they? Why
wasn't what I was expecting.
Why do Yorkshire and Lancashire people speak like that?
Yeah.
Well, it's just a dialect, isn't it?
Yeah, but how did that dialect did it come about? How did it come about? How did it develop? That was the word I was trying to get out and couldn't.
It came about.
He's an indecisive dick.
I don't know. Some sort of family feud, millions and I say millions of years ago. We probably were around there. So,
what's that area famous for?
Lancashire and Yorkshire.
Don't say our pots.
Betty's hot pot. Roses, red and white roses.
Well, they are, but mills.
Okay.
People worked on mills.
On
didn't they?
mills,
yeah,
up in down pit or in mills.
One across beams come out of school on treadle. Yeah, but when they were talking to each other, because they were so noisy, people had to over enunciate their words and keep speaking like that so they could make themselves understood.
Is he Dutch?
yeah.
It's like Steve McLaren.
That was as if Steve McLaren would demonstrate a Yorkshire accent. Yeah, that's where they come from. That's why.
So because of their noisy atmosphere, they couldn't hear it, so they had to then not quite shout, but make certain things heard. Wow. Okay.
So for an extra point, then, dude, you're from the sort of Merseyside region.
Yeah.
So with that knowledge now, why do Scousers speak the way that they do?
Well,
calm down.
Hey, calm down. Hey. Why is the Scouse atmosphere? Why is the Scouse? Because of the shipyards and the ports and the get it! Yes, boy.
100%, because they worked in the ports. Now the ports those days were full of very smelly, rotting fish. So they'd speak through and they'd hold the nose. So that's why they spoke the way that they do. So that they didn't want to breathe in through their nose. So they'd hold the nose, and that's where that nasal way of speaking
Oh,
came
hey,
from.
calm
there.
down. That's a bit mank there. That was more. Calm down. Hey, now, hey, what we doing now? Yeah.
Let's see how many more regions we can affect. Bear in mind, we're in Stockport on time. Go on, question number 8. Roger Federer. You heard of him?
I have heard of him.
What percentage of points did he win throughout his career?
Oh my God, it's weird because we right. So it's not even relative to tennis or sport at all. But I was at quiz last night, and the question we got, we had we tied for second place. So we had like a Buster question, which is like a ridiculous answer.
You may do that again today.
Yeah, and that question was how many balls did Sir Curtly Ambrose deliver in his Test career? So like cricket and stuff, and I sort of I was like, oh, okay, because I played a lot of cricket. Oh, no, I worked it out, and then I added a few more, and we didn't get closest. But had we stuck with the answer that I worked out, we'd have been closest.
Oh, bloody hell.
If you're watching it, by the way, it's about 22,000. But yeah, and I worked it out at about 24, and then added a few more on. And the team that we were working at just got like 15 or something, so they were a bit closer anyway.
Oh, no.
So right, oh blimey, Roger Federer, I don't know, dude.
So percentage, it's between 100.
He's obviously pretty successful.
Very successful.
Some would argue the GOAT, although
Someone.
you have got Djokovic and Nadal and Sampras back in the day and
But
stuff.
he won an awful lot at a time when there was those folks there as
Yeah.
well. So you got to tell you how.
Yeah, because and this is where I feel a little bit sorry and a bit off task now, but I think Andy Murray I feel a bit sorry for because he was around in the Federer, Djokovic, Nadal era, and I think if he was around in a different era, he'd have won like truckloads more. I think he must have won 72% of his points.
54.
Really?
Yeah, it's that level.
Yeah,
that is
and
how fine a margin that game is.
Yeah, and I was trying to, the amount of games that you win, maybe, and it goes like, it goes juice, and then you go advantage and win, and that's only a 2-point swing, and so wow, so
54% of points won, and with all those tournaments he won, that
you see that
just goes to show.
But again, you see, so you look at it and you think, he beats a guy, tennis like I don't know, 6-4, 6-4, but I suppose 6-4, 6-4 could be every point, every game. It could be like game 30 or juice, or he's not going to win many by game to love, game to 15, is he? Wow, I didn't realize it'd be that low.
It's mad, isn't it?
And incredible.
And do you know who shared that information? Roger Federer himself. So
really,
we can trust him on that one.
Yeah,
we can trust him on that one.
Yeah, we don't need to fact check that.
No. So you've been to New York, haven't you, dude? Question 9.
I have been to New York. Thoroughly enjoyed myself. Would love to go back.
Ditto.
Oh, by the way,
go on.
I've entered a competition.
Go on.
And it's an NFL competition.
Go on.
And if I win, you need to book some time off work from the 2nd of January to the 7th or 8th of January because we're going to Vegas, dude.
Oh, so I've actually used all my holidays.
Yeah, well, just pull a sickie.
I'll have to. Yeah. Probably shouldn't have said that on the air. But yeah, New York, okay, dude. Did you go to the financial district at all? Wall Street area?
Yes. I have a photo of me going like that. And it was and it is Wall Street.
Yeah.
And there was a building about halfway down, and there was a plaque, and I can't for the life of me remember what it said now, but I was like, oh, it must be quite important there.
And did you see the big bull? The very famous bronze bull statue.
Yes.
Weighs about 7,000 pounds, yeah.
Yes, I did.
Who commissioned it? That's your question.
Wow.
Who commissioned that piece of work?
Wow. Right, genuinely, is this something that I would know or should know or could get?
No.
Oh, okay. Okay.
It cost $350,000 to make that piece of work, okay?
I think it was
Do you know who made it?
I've no idea.
Arturo de Modia.
Right. Who commissioned it?
Yeah.
Who commissioned it? It was Margaret Thatcher.
No, it was Arturo.
What was it?
Yeah, basically, he liked the idea of building of a piece of sort of rogue graffiti-like thing. So he made this giant £7,000 ball, and him and his mates just dropped it in the middle of the financial district one day.
And it's there ever since.
Yeah, and the city says you can't leave that there, so they hauled it away. But like, everybody who was there, who was in the area, said, "We love it. Put it back." So they found another spot for it. It literally,
No way.
it's a piece of guerrilla art.
Jesus.
But it cost.
He's obviously done all right for it.
Well, yeah, but $350,000 is what it cost him to make.
And but would he make any money from that though? Because
No,
he
it's
doesn't
his
make
own
any money,
No,
does he?
'cause
No.
he's not been commissioned to.
No.
He made it himself.
Wow.
I know. Here's a question for you guys. This is a nice, easy one. Question number 10.
Oh, thanks.
You once looked after some butterflies for me when I went to Centre Parks, didn't you?
Right. Okay. Yes.
Yeah. So you know what happens. You know where they come from, butterflies, don't you?
I do.
Caterpillars.
Correct.
What happens inside the chrysalis? How does it turn into it?
The metamorphosis.
Explain that process.
It is a. Oh my god, dude! It is a.
Have you ever asked yourself that question? Basically, you look at that big, fat, chunky caterpillar, then a slim butterfly with wings comes out. Have you ever thought?
But it has
what
to.
happens in there?
It has to be something to do with cells and not regeneration, but it would have. I don't know. I don't know the scientific. It's got to be something to do with a change in state or cells or matter. Don't know.
I'll let you have that. Because basically it turns into soup. The whole thing dissolves into itself, and just a few clusters of cells stick together, and it rebuilds itself from that soup
Oh, okay.
into a butterfly.
There you go.
How ridiculous
Wow,
is that? That's
stupid.
Mental. That's mental, isn't it? But I never asked myself that question. You know,
It's just one of those things that you just sort of accept as okay. So yeah, they turn into butterflies. Yeah, but how? Why does that work? How does that work? It's just and I suppose, right, getting back to some sort of weird like GCSE science sort of thing. If it turns into some sort of soup, is that a bit like an amoeba that then like develops and then they just build sort of? And I know amoebas over time and evolution, but they just attach themselves. But that's like a massively accelerated process, though. Surely
that's it. It just dissolves and then builds into something else.
Yeah, but that's not over like an amoeba then became this and then became that and then became that and then became monkeys and then became humans. That's like a 2-month process or whatever. Oh, I don't even know. That's really bad. I don't know how long it takes.
It doesn't add up, does it? It doesn't seem to make sense.
Well, how can?
And this is the bit that I wasn't going to add in, but I will. It's scientists believe they carry on memories. How do you know if a caterpillar remembers something what now is a butterfly? Seen this? Fucking hell, yeah, I sat on that leaflet 2 days ago.
So scientists believe that butterflies carry memories from when they were a caterpillar.
Yeah, I don't know how they could prove that. I think that's a stretch to say.
Do they ask the caterpillars, or do they ask the butterflies, or do they ask both? Well, they did ask the butterfly, surely.
Yeah, that's the butterfly. Do you remember when you're a caterpillar?
Yeah, do you? Yeah.
You bullshit.
Yeah, how did they? Yeah, that's bollocks. How do they know that?
They can't know.
You can't interview a butterfly, can you?
Now, question number 11. You know how important green issues are to the Tall Boy.
Love
Radio.
green issues. Greta Thunberg. Woo!
Oh, we love Greta. We love Greta. But Greta will tell you then, wind turbines, they've got to be good for the environment, haven't they? Because they're channeling all that free energy.
Absolute crock of shit.
Okay. Well, we're not focusing on that part.
Oh, okay.
How many birds are killed a year by wind turbines?
100,000.
Fucking hell. 100,000.
Oh, get it! Get in.
Yeah, 100,000, dude. Impressive. So yeah, but
thank you very much.
It is between 10 and 100.
Knowledge is power.
But we'll give you that. It was a pretty large ballpark. But okay, so 100,000 birds killed each year. How could we stop that from without taking the turbines down? What could we do to those wind turbines to stop that from happening?
Put bells on them. No, it's got to be something. It's got to be.
Might tamper with the aerodynamics.
How don't know, colour them. Put some sort of colour on. Oh, I'm cooking on gas here.
Yeah. If only Dave was here to keep track of the scores. Yeah, but if you painted one of those blades black, it would stop it from happening.
Yeah.
Question then is, why
Why
don't we?
don't we? Yeah, exactly. And then the next question is, why do we even have them in the first place? Because they're not good for the environment. So
No, exactly. Question number, what was that one?
don't know, but I got it right. So I'm not asked.
Yeah. Question number 12. How many Lego bricks would you have to stack on top of each other to break the bottom one? So that we're talking about the structure. We've gone from the structural integrity of caterpillars to the structural integrity of birds, and now Lego.
I don't think it would it?
It would. There's going to be a common point though, where you break a piece of Lego. So in other words, what weight?
So literally, you're stacking one on one on one on one on one.
At some point, that bottom one is going to break due to the weight. So in other words, what weight can it take measured in Lego bricks?
That's a massive number, surely.
Yeah.
That is a huge number. That's an outrage. And have they actually tested this?
I don't know.
Because the number that I'm thinking of is astronomically big.
Okay. Go on. Was it bigger than birds killed by?
It is bigger. You don't know, it's bigger than birds killed.
No.
I'm thinking of adding a couple of zeros onto that. I'm thinking of.
Don't add a couple of zeros.
I'm thinking of, I don't know, 1 million bricks.
Third of a million, 375,000.
Okay.
So yes, you're not far off, dude. I'll give you that one. You got a bit carried away, but to be fair, it was a tough question.
But yeah, because you look at it and a single Lego brick, and there's absolutely no way that you can get it and just go snap. You know what I mean? And even when you have they tested that?
I don't know where this information comes from. I don't need to know.
I want to know. I want to know who the guy is that's gone up the fucking ladder
to put
that last one on and go, woo, we've done it, dude.
Yeah. Come back down now.
Yeah. But how do they even know? I mean, I'm assuming that there's something to tensile strength or whatever it is, and then they've worked it out.
I would suggest that basically the maths involved is what is the weight required, and if you divide that by the weight of a Lego brick, how many would you have? That's the maths involved, I would suggest.
Yeah, or there's some sort of like that. There'll be a machine that will be able to simulate that pressure.
Yeah, that's it. Of course, because important things like that happen. When was the last time you went to cinema or the theatre?
The summer, I think. So. I can't remember whether we went to the cinema or the theatre. Yeah.
So this is
Well, the theatre, not a show. We went to, and it's only a local one. Is it theatre? Is it theatre? Yeah, probably. And we went to see a Billy Joel sort of songbook from Billy Joel.
Yeah, man.
Elio Parche, but Elio Pace, basically, isn't it? Incredible. And if you like Billy Joel, he is amazing. He's incredible. And I think that was back end of the summer. Maybe, a couple months ago.
Assuming you didn't pick your tickets up online and have them posted to you or have a digital one, where would you pick your tickets up from in the cinema? What's it called? What's that little room called? What's it called?
Box office?
The box office. Yeah, you've heard that expression.
Yeah.
The box office. Your sales are done well at the box office. Why is it called the box office? Question number 14.
Why is it called the box office? It's called the box office because...
Have you ever thought, that's a strange expression? Probably not, but you are now, aren't you?
I'm thinking that. Yeah, I'm thinking that. But that's like a really I'm thinking, is it like something to like a PO box or a box or something? And is it somewhere where something is delivered? Tickets are delivered to the box office. Why is it called box office?
Why indeed?
Don't know, dude.
Because back in the day, they were used to pay. You know, when you used to pay, you used to put your coins in a box. You were allowed in, yeah, okay? Once that box was full, they go put it in the office and then go get another box.
Really?
Simple as that.
Wow.
It's called the box office. So how will the sales day? Box office is full. They've just done really well. So that is where, when you see here, it's lovely to know where little phrases like that have continued.
I actually quite like that because I've overthought it, obviously. But it literally is like you put your money in a box, and when the box is full, it's doing well at the box office.
Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it?
No, I like that.
I like that one
Yeah,
too.
I like that.
Yeah. Next question, then. Next question. So this is a nice, easy one. Unless, of course, you are one of our most, let's say, one of our most popular, well, the episode that most people ask about, Flat Earth episode, okay? We know that the Earth isn't flat, okay, because it spins. How long does it take to complete one full spin, that Earth? Nice, easy question. But it can't be a trick question, because everybody knows.
That is 24 hours.
Nope. Doesn't take that long, actually.
Hey,
23 hours and 56 minutes. But the thing is, we're also moving around the sun. So we measure it by the position of the sun in the sky. So it's not 24 hours, it takes 23 hours and 56 minutes to complete one full spin. But we judge it by the position of the sun in the sky. But we've moved in comparison to the sun by 4 minutes each day. That fella.
right, just give me a minute.
I know.
Just do me a map. Just right, sun is here, and we got to go around here, and we were on an elliptical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when it's turned, so the sun's there. So when it's turned, that's it. That's not 24 hours because the sun's moved to there, or we've moved there in comparison with the sun. So it's 23.
So the sun doesn't move, the sun doesn't move, does it? So
No.
that's static.
Well,
so
I think the sun
sun probably
but
does
we're-
move actually,
yeah,
but
we're moving
the
around
sun
it.
moves, but we work in like an elliptical. It's not it's like elliptical in it, like that. So do you reckon if you ask that question to 100 people, do you reckon 100 people say 24 hours?
Yes.
Yeah.
That famous scientist, Neil, what's his fella?
Armstrong?
No. No. The fella who's you always see him on talking. Whenever you see a fella, an American chap talking about stuff, over here we have the fella was in
Brian
DLR.
Cox.
That's the lad. In America, they have the other chap. It was him who came up with that piece of information, and I wouldn't.
But is he right?
I think he knows more than I do on the matter.
So why do we get a leap year then? Oh no, that's something to do. Then that's something else. That's how long it takes to
Yeah.
orbit the
Yeah,
orbit.
365
Yeah.
and a
Okay. So
quarter
orbit
days,
this. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So on its axis. Really?
Yeah, dude.
So why do we work? Okay.
Because it's the position of the sun in the sky. You know what I mean? But we've moved. So
The sun is here. We spin. But by the time we've spawned, the sun's gone to there.
yeah. So by the
So
time
by the time we're back in sunshine or whatever, then the sun has moved.
just-
Okay, I get that because relative to space. Okay, I somewhat get that. I understand. But I thought it's 24 hours, hence why I said that.
I think most people would.
Yeah.
We'll forgive you on that one. So our penultimate question then, question 16, because obviously all good quiz have 17 questions. Question number 16, why is the Mona Lisa so famous?
Because it was painted by a famous painter.
Leonardo da Vinci painted it for a friend. He painted a portrait of his wife and he detailed all his artwork in his notes. He never bothered mentioning that one. He did paint it, but he didn't bother recording it anywhere. He thought it was that insignificant.
Really?
You've been to the Louvre? You've seen it?
I haven't been to. No, I haven't. I've been to Paris. I've only been to Paris once, and I went with basically some kids from school years and years and years ago. I wasn't at school at the time. I led a trip with kids to Paris. But we couldn't go into the Louvre, so we went down like a river cruise and we saw it, but we didn't go in. So I haven't actually seen it. No, have you seen it?
I have seen it. Yeah, I've been to the Louvre. I've seen it, and it's underwhelming.
Really?
You've got a huge crowd of people stood there staring at what is probably one of the most famous, if not the most famous painting in the world, up there on a wall. It's way smaller than you'd expect.
Yeah.
It's behind plexiglass, and you've got a huge crowd of people crowding in front of it, and it's an underwhelming experience.
Really?
But yeah, it is. We all know it. Everybody's heard of it. But why is it famous? Why is it famous? If Da Vinci himself never even bothered writing about it,
Okay.
What happened to it in 1911?
Stolen.
It was stolen. It was stolen. It was stolen. And this is the thing. So it got stolen in 1911. It was that much of a significant piece of art. It wasn't where it was now. It
Yeah.
was just on a wall. Nobody noticed for 3 days because it was that shit. And nobody
There's just
paid
a patch of like dust around the way.
Yeah, that's it. But a painting was stolen from the Louvre, and that was the story. And the newspapers
Was that the so the Mona Lisa was in the Louvre,
Yeah,
and then it was stolen, but nobody really knew about it before then,
Yeah,
and then it became
nobody even
stolen,
heard of it before
and
then.
then they put it back and said, "Oh, this was the one that was stolen."
Yeah, so it was missing for a couple of years. So yeah, when it went missing, the papers all wrote about it. They celebrated. This is the greatest portrait of all time that's been stolen from the Louvre, and that is the reason why it's
Really?
because the media made up a bullshit story.
So is that
about it.
because the Louvre basically said like, "Oh no, nothing ever goes missing from our museum did it, we did," but it did, and therefore the media just put a bit of a storm.
They bigged it up. They bigged it up so there's this incredible portrait that's been stolen. Whereas in reality, nobody other than anybody in the art world who was sort of clued into anything that would have heard of it.
Wow.
No, it's not celebrated. Certainly, never get that. Doesn't get mentioned in bloody Dan Brown, does it? You'd have thought he'd have focused on that a little bit. Bless him.
Yeah. You see, I knew that it wasn't massively significant. I didn't really know why, but I knew it wasn't like I don't know. But again, have you seen some? Is it Sunflowers? Was it Monet? Sunflowers? Was it
Sunflowers? Was
it
Van Gogh?
Van Gogh. Sorry, Van Gogh. Yeah, God, that's my artistic knowledge there. But yeah, I felt that was a bit underwhelming.
Yeah, I've been to the Van Gogh Museum in Amsterdam, but it was out on loan when I was there, so I didn't get to see that one.
Yeah, so I've seen it, and again, it's not great. It isn't.
I thought it was a bit.
It isn't great.
It looks a bit. I feel I could do better. If I ask ChatGPT,
right, so next week, folks, Adam recreates Sunflowers.
No, listen, because we're not recording over the Christmas period, I have created some artwork to share out on
Marvelous.
those days of me, you, and Andy.
So, great!
Yeah, so we'll be sharing those out over Christmas.
Oh
so
no!
If you listen to this, you've already seen it on the audio. If you're listening on the audio, sorry, you've already seen it. If you're on the video now when you're watching this, it's going to be available on YouTube. Keep an eye out for that throughout December. I've got some lovely artwork that Gaz hasn't seen yet, but I will share with you.
Marvelous. I'm looking forward to it already. He says with trepidation.
It's lovely. And the Christmas cards arrived.
Oh, I've seen the Christmas cards.
They arrive very, very soon. So if you've requested one, it'll be posted out to you very, very shortly. Last question then. Question number 17. It's another one which is dead straightforward and it's dead simple. What is the rarest material in the universe?
In the universe?
The known universe.
Water.
No. It's rarer than water. Which?
Beer. No, I'm joking. Rare.
What are the rarest things on this planet?
Uranium, plutonium,
diamonds, gold, things like that.
Yeah,
rare, which hence their value. Yeah, there are entire planets made of diamonds out there.
No,
can you imagine that? An entire planet made of diamonds. There's an entire planet made of gold.
There isn't.
There is.
What's it called?
Goldium. I might have made that up.
Fact check that.
Yeah. No, but there are planets made of gold and diamonds.
You know that.
I heard a man say it on the internet. And it was that same fella who was telling me about 23 hours and 56 minutes. So I trust him more than I trust
we need
myself.
to get Brian Cox on.
I think he's got bad things to do with stuff.
So you reckon there's a planet just completely made of gold?
Allegedly, yeah. I mean, there's probably...
And diamonds.
Yeah, I mean, there's probably...
Right, so it's not that.
It's neither of those two things, no. They're rare on this planet, but they're not in the universe.
So the answer is something that's rare on this planet. No, the answer is it's rare in the universe.
But not necessarily that rare on this planet. Might be plenty of it in this room. Don't look too far because I'm tidied up before you came around. I've just got in from work, and the wife's been working in here.
Well, I know there's plenty of bullshit in this room, but I don't think. Oh wow. I don't know, dude. No.
Wood.
Really?
Wood is the rarest material in the known universe.
Wow.
And we take it for granted over here, don't
Yeah.
we, really? You know what I mean? When you think about that, you know, if you're offered wood
Trees.
or a diamond, exactly, yeah, pretty rare. Pretty rare. They don't exist anywhere else, only on Earth.
No.
That we are aware of. They
No.
don't exist anywhere.
If there's a planet. Oh, mind you. Well, okay.
A living
So-
organism,
so-
don't forget that.
Yeah. Okay. So now you start to think about it. You think, oh no, if there's a planet made of gold and diamond, there's got to be a planet made of wood. No. Because
Think about diamonds, it's just basically carbon that's been
yeah,
heavily compressed.
yes, yeah. Whereas wood is living.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it is, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%. You're 100% right. Yeah, it's a living, breathing organism.
You wish you had 100% orgasm.
I really don't. If I had a permanent orgasm, can you imagine that at work?
No.
At work. What are you doing? Give me a minute, please.
Yeah, let's not think about that.
No, it's a very unpleasant. Me orgasm.
While we're on about just to move off the subject of Adam and his orgasms, let's just talk about. So I was lucky enough, fortunate enough, a few years ago with the family, we went over to America and we went into up into San Francisco, and I wanted to go and see the sequoias. So the great big sort of tree, and it's one of those things for me. It's a bucket list thing. It's going to see the huge, great big, and we haven't gone into. I think there's a place in Canada, but I think sort of Northern America sort of thing is one of the places to go. And we went into and we drive down into this sort of forest and I've seen photos of roads that have gone through these big trees and it's just one of the things I desperately, genuinely wanted to go and see. And I was fortunate, we went and we saw them and got loads of photos and stuff. And I just stood there thinking, like wow, like you're hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years old.
Yeah, it's incredible. I've not seen them, but stuff like that does blow my mind.
Yeah.
It does, and that's on my bucket list too.
Yeah,
I want to go there. I've never done it, and I'd love to.
Yeah, honestly, it's incredible. And then we went into Yosemite, and it was weird because you go into Yosemite and it says, "Welcome to Yosemite," and then you drive for another 2.5 hours to get to the visitor center. It just shows how big the place is. It is incredible, and you see El Capitan, which is like the famous sort of rock face and stuff, and it is incredible. It's amazing. But yeah, the sequoias. It's something that I said to Jenny. I said I'd love to go and see them. It's something that I've known about, read about for a number of years, sort of growing up, and it is just genuinely for me. It's like a bucket list thing, and we went, and I've got photos, and my arms are stretched out, and literally nowhere near touching the sides of them, and it is an amazing place, and the forest we went into, that there's this, and there's not all sequoia. There's like a sequoia there, and there's one over there, and then there's other trees interspersed. But you see them, and you're like, it literally is like a majesty of trees. Yeah. You look at it, wow! Like you guys have seen like the earth like develop and change and all of that, and it was incredible, incredible. But wow, I mean, I would never expected wood.
No, and that's
sometimes I expect wood, and I like wood.
That's it. Normally first thing in the morning. And if you're lucky, later that evening.
No, you say that.
We're getting old. It's not as often as we like. But and on that
smutty note.
Yeah, that's it. It's descended in the way our Christmas episodes always tend to.
Always.
Smut. But no, dude, that's it. This episode is dropping in early January. But we've got 2 more episodes that we're going to be recording in 2025 that will both be released in 2026. I'm looking forward to both of those. So it's magnet fishing again next time around. And after that, we're joined by a FBI agent by the name of Ken Strange. So that should be a good one.
Yeah, looking forward to it. And we always, this time of the year, we always try and bag a few in advance so that because it's the festive period and We don't, we're not recording necessarily through December, but it's always great when you look forward to sort of 2026. We've done a couple of episodes in terms of what we want to do in 2026, but from strength to strength, we'll do loads of different stuff, similar to 2025, 2024, 2023, 2022. We've been going for a while now, and it's something that we're not stopping, guys. We're absolutely not. We're going to keep doing it. And
stop sending the emails because we're not stopping.
Yeah. And there's a lot of people that say, I wish you would, but yeah, we're not listening to you. And you know what? You never know. We might even, and I'm not saying we'll do it in 2026, but we need to hit that 100 countries mark.
Yes, I'd love to.
That would be pretty incredible. And you know what? We're still in the top 10% of podcasts out there, and I'd love to get to 100 countries. That would be pretty cool. So if you know anybody that's living in random places in the world,
Kuala Lumpur,
Vietnam. No, absolutely Vietnam. I think they're on the list, actually.
Yeah, they are. Yeah,
I think they are. So yeah, scrap that. Well, if you are listening in Vietnam, then tell your mates who's going on all this, or mine, and maybe you'll listen as well.
Yeah, they can listen anyway. Exactly. Yeah, listening on it.
Yeah, I'm trying to think where we're not.
It's quite hard now. 82 countries.
Yeah, pretty good.
Is something I never imagined when we started this off, and it does. It makes me very, very proud. But every morning I check, I'll log in and have a look. Oh, still 82.
Still 82. Yeah, and look, as I say, we're on episode. Christ, what are we on? 311 or whatever we are now. Yeah, and when I started, and for those that have been with us through the years, being started on his own, and then
I only did 19 episodes.
Yeah. But you start on your own,
yeah,
and then I came on, and then obviously there's Andy and Dave, and we've had a few guys, but we've been doing this for a long time now, and actually when you go back and listen to a couple of our first episodes, like, oh my god, that's dire, it's so bad. It's embarrassing. But you know what? And hopefully, if things are all being equal, in another 5 years' time, we'll still be doing it, and hopefully still educating you guys out there.
Indeed. But that leaves it, well, round about the hour mark, which is where we like to wrap things up. So I'm pretty pleased with the timing of that one. I knew 17 questions would make sense in the end.
All good quizzes have 17 questions.
Exactly, they do. Some have more. But on that note, folks, we'll wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year if you just celebrated it. And we will see you next week when we'll be talking about something entirely different once more.
Friends around the mic, kicking back, alright. Day turns into night, podcast in the spotlight. Sipping on that brew, talking on